postseason type series has gone the A's way. Friday, a ninth-inning rally with some controversy resulted in another walk-off win for the green and gold. Yesterday, Trevor Cahill was in control as he kept the defending world champions off balance with a dazzling performance on the mound. Today, it will be the Athletics' biggest challenge yet as they face veteran and nemesis Justin Verlander. With the series already won, a sweep versus Houston's best would cap off this great weekend of baseball. A's and Astros, Game 3, next. Well, on a beautiful day for baseball, the A's go for the sweep. They're trying to grab first place all to themselves. The AL West standings, the A's and the Astros tied for first place at 74 and 49. And we got a fun pitching matchup today. It's Justin Verlander and Sean Manaea, a couple of aces. It's the A's and the Astros coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's Baseball along with Dallas Braden. I'm Glenn Kuiper. So Sean Manaea looking for his 12th win of the year. His last start, Dallas, it was a good one on Monday against the Mariners, and he got his 11th win.
Well, Kuiper, he's pitched well the entire month of August, and you're right, against the Mariners last time out, 7 2/3 innings pitched, only 2 earned runs for the lefty as they got the victory, and he did a great job of expanding up in the zone with the fastballs. Time and time again, he was unpredictable, unhittable at moments, Kuiper. He continued to roll.
And for Justin Verlander, he comes into the game looking for his 200th career win. Not too shabby. The A's have faced him twice this year, and he's been pretty good against them both times.
Yeah, he's absolutely dealt the first 2 times out against Oakland, making his 3rd start today against the Oakland A's. And look, this year, as we mentioned, he's pitched very well, not only against the A's, but other competition. But over the past 6 starts, 4.41 ERA, and he's looking to put a couple blips on the radar behind him in his quest and pursuit for his 200th victory, as you alluded to.
All right, and the A's, they just continue to roll on. They've won 6 out of 7. They've won 13 out of 16, and today a chance to sweep the world champion Astros in front of the home crowd. We're looking forward to it. Should be a fun day of baseball. Lineups at first pitch right after this.
to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time.
Sunday means Little League Day, and the youngsters love this. They head out to the field, take a position, and stand next to the big leaguers during the national anthem. He's been doing that for a long time. Very cool stuff. It's a beautiful day for baseball. Game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. Those guys are having a good time, and you know what? We're going to have a good time today as well. 67 degrees, so not too hot, and another comfortable day, and another very good crowd gathering here at the Coliseum. And what so far has been, well, it's been quite a weekend of baseball for the A's. And the Astros, well, they're just trying to salvage the final game of the series. Here's their lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Springer, Bregman, Gurriel, Correa, White, Gonzalez, Gaddis, Reddick, and Maldonado.
They'll be staring down the big lefty, Sean Manaea. Southpaw making his 26th start on the season. Has pitched well coming into the month of August. Had a little blip on the radar against the Dodgers, 2 2/3, but after that, bounced back nicely last time out against Seattle, 7 2/3 two-run baseball.
Martini, Canna, and Piscotty in the outfield for the A's. Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, Olsen on the infield. Luke Croy, after a day off yesterday, back behind the dish today. So we're set for baseball with Sean Manaea squaring off against Justin Verlander. First pitch to Springer is popped up. Foul territory, right field near the bullpen and into the seats. So first pitch thrown at 107. Umpires today, that's DJ Rayburn. He'll be behind the plate. Sam Holbrook's at first. He's your crew chief. Alfonso Marquez at second, and Jim Wolf is down at third. Springer, Bregman, and Gurriel here in the first inning. And a good pitch right at the knees, and it's 0-2.
You can see early fastball, back-to-back fastballs, but Springer aggressive. And that's something to look for against the lefty today from the Astros lineup. Very aggressive.
3 pitches, that's a strikeout, and that's out number 1.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Fastballs from Sean Manaea. Get ahead early. Springer aggressive, fouls it off, paints low, and then comes back up top. So we've seen Sean Manaea move the fastball around 3 different spots early on here.
So PitchCast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company, and the first pitch to Bregman is called this time. Bregman at 277, 23 homers, 75 RBIs. He is 1 for 6 in the series. That one hit is a home run. Looking back at yesterday's game, the Houston Astros, who, as we know, have a very good lineup, even though no Jose Altuve, but they had just 2 hits yesterday and a total of 3 base runners. One of those base runners was erased on a double play. Another one of the base runners was the home run.
Yeah. So you think about a team who's just bludgeoned their opponents at times. Limited traffic.
They had nothing going on yesterday against Trevor Cahill, and then a couple innings from the A's bullpen.
Well, Trevor Cahill had it all going on. Good curveball yesterday from the Dactyl.
2-2 the count to Bregman. A little bit high. So the A's won 4 3 and 10 innings on Friday, and then yesterday, the game we're talking about, the final score was 7-1. So the A's have outscored the Astros 11-4 in this series. The youngsters, Olsen and Chapman, the manager keeping a close eye.
It's teamwork, Kipe. Teamwork. That's the take-home message here. You can't do it all on your own, folks.
How much money would you give to know what Bob Melvin was thinking right there.
I want no part of that thought bubble.
Chapman's throw, and the energy drink worked. Matt Chapman with a beautiful play ranging to his left.
That's right. We got to fill up on pump 26 over at the hot corner. Chapstick laying out, doing a nice little pirouette. Ole on the backside, clean pickup. But look, this is standard mode of operation these days. Ball on the ground over to the left side. It's pretty much an out between Semien and Chapman.
Expo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So another nice play by Matt Chapman. The A's have not made an error in this series. They haven't done a whole lot wrong in this series.
Well, you got the defending champs coming in, division leaders. You know you've got to put together your best brand of baseball.
And they have.
Well, and they've taken advantage of opportunities. You know, a couple bobbles in the field. You take advantage. And those are those little miscues that you have to utilize. Especially against a team like the Astros. There's no let up. No let up in the starting staff. Limited let up in that lineup. Sans Altuve.
Little pop-up foul, and you and I talked about this before the game. Listen, the Astros are struggling right now. They've lost 7 out of 8. They know what's going on with the first place now. They're tied with the A's. But let's not think that they're not still a very, very confident team.
Yeah, right. And for good reason.
Yeah. Gurriel swing and a miss. He struck him out. So a couple of strikeouts and a 3-up, 3-down first inning for Sean Manaea. Third to first, and Martin Maldonado, the Gold Glover, behind the plate. First pitch to Nick Martini is in for a strike. Martini at 303. He's got 10 RBIs. 20 hits and 66 at bats. He's got 6 doubles and a couple of triples.
427 on base percentage, Kipe, is something that I'm paying attention to.
That's his specialty, right? One of the reasons he's here. He had a 415 on base percentage in AAA.
A couple walks yesterday.
He puts together a pretty good at bat.
Yes.
When he's in the lineup. Nick Martini getting a chance to play a fair amount.
They like the depth here. Big league level. You've got Mark Canna, who can play center field. Laureano, obviously. Martini, Pender, Piscotti. Very, very solid group.
Shallow center. Springer hustling in, and Springer's going to get there. And shallow left center field, and he makes the catch. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Well, today any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Well, Verlander can still get it up there in that area.
Make no mistake, he can dial it up when necessary. I mean, this is a guy, Justin Verlander, who for a long time was his own closer of sorts. You know, you think you get one guy from the first to the 6th inning. He starts to crank it up. 7th, 8th, and here comes the 9th inning. You got a completely different animal, and it's the same dude.
It's probably a Hall of Fame career, don't you think?
I would say so.
It's not over yet, obviously. He's got some years left.
When it's all said and done, he will have a place in Cooperstown.
I think so too. Looking for career win number 200 today. He's 199 and 122. Very good career record. 0-2 pitch. Just missed on the outside corner at 96.
He wants that. I'll tell you right now, you dial it up to 96 early on here in the first inning if you're Justin Verlander. That lets me know that's a pitch he wanted, a pitch he felt like he executed just a hair off.
Missed again, this time at 97, so 2-2 the count. Lowry will follow.
And if you're Matt Chapman, that's what you're going to get. The best from everybody out there on that mound. Your name has circulated. The highlights, they're on TV every night defensively, but the noise he's made offensively since the second half started.
Another close pitch. That one was indeed off the plate a little bit, so it's 3-2.
Well, that's just a veteran going to work 3 different times trying to go outside, see if he can get the umpire back there to help him out just a touch. DJ Rayburn, he ain't singing just quite yet.
3-2 pitch is hit to center and hit well. Springer's back, and that baby's gone. 1-0 A's. So 17th home run of the year for Matt Chapman, and it comes off Verlander in the first inning. So here's Jed Lowry. Oh, Chapman sends an early buzz through this crowd.
He got a cookie. He did not miss. Ball was shot out of here. Dead center.
Curve, and that's a strike in the outside corner.
Here's a look straight over the top. Iron Mike heater right down Broadway. And that's just good, clean hitting if you're Matt Chapman.
To pitch to Lowry, that big curveball rolled foul. Verlander wanted this pitch away, and as you can see, it was away a little bit, but it was up.
Well, it's up and away, and it starts to come back. Verlander's got tremendous late life in the zone. You hear guys talk about that extra gear. See that fastball sort of take off at about 55 feet right before it gets to Maldonado.
On the infield with the shift on, it's Carlos Correa, and he grabs it. So 2 away.
Batting in the fourth position, designated hitter.
Oh, this is just nothing more than
Davis.
country fastball on a platter. This is right back up through the box. It's not that low line drive. It's a byproduct of that approach. Hitting it hard, squared up.
And that one's hit to left center field, and that baby is gone. 2-0 A's. Connects on home run number 35. That one was just a high, towering drive.
Well, another fastball dead central. Middle up to KD. It's a strong dude. You know about it, Kite.
0-1 to Olsen. That pitch, Chris Davis is not going to miss very often. Up and out over the plate.
Up out over the plate. Again, something eye level. Looks pretty good to the crusher, KD. Salute.
96 RBIs now for Chris Davis. You know, home runs, Verlander, his numbers are very good. He has given up a lot of home runs this year. That's now 25 home runs in 165 innings. So if you do a decent amount would be 10 home runs every 100 innings. That's what I always base it off of. Ish.
Yeah.
So that's a fairly high amount. Strike 3 called on a breaking ball. Olsen disagrees, but side is retired. A's do damage early. Chapman a solo shot. Davis a solo shot. 1 inning in the books. 2-0 Athletics. Nothing. Second inning. Correa, White, and Gonzalez. And the first pitch to Carlos Correa in for strike. Minaya A couple of strikeouts in the first inning.
If you're Sean Manaea, feel free to go ahead and feed off this momentum created early here by the Boppers.
There's a line shot, base hit, one hop to left field. So Correa is aboard, and let's check in with Carr for the first time today.
Guys, with this kind of pitching matchup today, I was curious how Scott Emerson, the A's pitching coach, goes about preparing his starter. Let's hear a little soundbite from Emo right now.
I think, each and every day is a one game at a time type situation, and each pitcher, you got Sean Manaea for us against probably one of the best pitchers of all time, and Justin Verlander. So, each guy wants to prove to the other that they're better, and, Sean's trying to send a statement to the league that he's one of the top pitchers in the league. So I think it's exciting for the fans. It's going to be exciting for both teams to go out there, and there is a lot of baseball left. It's not just about today, but, we want to send a statement, too, that we're going to be here for the long haul.
Well, there is a lot of baseball left. Emerson did admit that there is a little bit of pressure on today's game. I mean, the A's are going for the sweep. They're going for sole ownership of first place in the division. But he said he told Sean just to take it day by day, to forget the past games and just focus on today. And let's hope that going into the second inning, a 2-0 lead will give him a little confidence to pitch his best. Fingers crossed, guys.
All right, indeed. So it's always good to hear from Scott Emerson, the big lefty.
That's right.
Soft tossing lefty.
That's right. But I think he's right. He's absolutely right. There's a lot of noise around the series, around the game.
And you know what? And as there should be. I mean, it's two teams fighting for first place, but after today, it's over and you move on, and you still have, for the A's and the Astros, they both have 38 games left after today.
Right.
It's, that's almost 25% of your season.
Well, and something to think about as well, and you mentioned this guy, no Jose Altuve for the Houston Astros. Not going to see the Houston Astros again this year. You're going to have to worry about a Jose Altuve. So take advantage of the opportunity you have here and now to sweep an Astros team that's reeling.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you play the Astros without Altuve, and he's been sort of an Iron Man his whole career, but he's out right now. Strike three called on the inside corner. One away.
Well, time now for the Nissan keys to the game. Number one, delay 200. What's that mean? Justin Verlander on the bump, going after career victory number 200. Let's go ahead and put a
delay.
Put a delay on that.
Delay tactic.
Holding pattern, and ditch the rear view mirror. Rip that thing off, throw it away. No need to worry about where we've been. We're worried about where we are headed. And to the point of Scott Emerson, look, there's pressure surrounding today's game, the series sweep, first place of the division, yada, yada, yada.
Right at second, should be a double play, and it is a double play. 4-6-3, side retired, bottom of the second coming up. 2-0 A's. games on NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. It's presented by your NorCal dealers. 2-0, the A's lead, bottom of the second inning. The A's will stay home after today's game. Texas Rangers coming into town, so a nice long homestand for the Athletics. 3-game series with the Rangers. Astros, they will go to Seattle. They will have a 3-game series starting tomorrow night against the Mariners.
And I did misspeak, Kite. We will see the Houston Astros again one more time around in Houston.
We will not see them in September, which is what you were really
That's what I was really getting at, was down the stretch.
Down the stretch they come. How about that?
Yes.
5 spot in the first for, that's not the Angels, that's the Dodgers.
Yeah, I've got my Dodger blue on underneath.
So the Astros will go to Seattle this week. They will be off Thursday, and then they will be in Anaheim over the weekend to take on the Angels. So it's a long road trip for the Astros, all against American League West teams.
And again, another opportunity. I said this last time the Mariners and Astros squared off. Another opportunity for the A's to continue to play the way that they have played, and for the Astros and the Mariners to continue to hash it out with each other.
Sure. It's the beauty of all this work the A's have done to get where they're at.
That's right.
Roll foul. Some notes on the Astros. First 81 games, they were 53-28, tied for the most wins in baseball. Everything was rolling. But since that stretch, they've been a .500 team. So a 21-21 record, so that's a long stretch. I mean, that's 42 games.
Well, and you look at those offensive numbers, and
that's a surprise.
No Correa, no Springer, no Altuve, so you see the offense take a hit. But the pitching staff, those numbers didn't wane. You know, they stayed very consistent. Obviously, they were world beaters early on, and that sort of took a step back. But I mean, you're just outside of the top 5. Still well within the top 10 of a lot of competitive categories was the starting staff. So it's really been the absence of a Springer at the top and Altuve right in the middle of things, and Correa as well.
Hot shot handled by Tyler White, and he'll take it himself. So Piscotty is retired. I think what that graphic shows you too, Dallas, is how dangerous the Astros are when they're healthy.
Yes.
When they have everybody. And as you said, they've been banged up lately, but they're starting to get healthy. When the A's see the Astros in a week and a half, or actually less than that, Altuve will probably be back in there.
He very well could be.
So that's how good they are when they're clicking and they're all healthy.
Yeah,
and that just hasn't been the case for the last month or so.
Right. I think Altuve actually is out today
on a rehab
assignment.
So these two teams will square off a week from tomorrow in Houston. So he's got a week to get ready, and he's not going to be out that long.
Well, I tell you right now, when the Oakland A's cruise back into town, still in the position they're in today at the top of that division, you can bet Jose Altuve is going to be ready to rock.
One and one the count to Marcus Semien. A little bit outside. Verlander has been trying to nip that outside corner, and the pitches, B.J. Rayburn, he's calling them balls, and they are balls, not by a lot,
just a hair.
But even to Chapman, the pitches, they were just a little bit outside. There's a shot to left, and that's a base hit.
You know, there's a little bit of a cat and mouse going on between the home plate umpire DJ Rayburn and Justin Verlander, seeing who's going to break, who's going to budge or give in first. And Verlander saying, I've got to continue to hit the spots away. I'm trying to open up the inner part of the plate. I'm trying to get to my secondary stuff here. You can see Semien does a good job of laying off early, but then he gets that pitch he can handle.
But the pitch sequence showed what I wanted to ask you about so far, and again, this is just the 8th hitter that Verlander's face, but most of the pitches have been away to the right-handed hitters, and he's mostly right-handed hitters in their lineup.
He's trying to make you hit his pitches early on, trying to make you get out of your comfort zone. And if that is making sure he's in the zone, well, he's gonna bait you away. And again, it's about trying to set up his attack plan for the rest of the game. So if he just gives in the first 3 to 5 pitches that he hasn't gotten on the outside part of the plate and has to start coming into the zone, that could be troublesome for him.
So he's not going to do that.
Not at all. No.
Now, will we see Verlander at some point in this game then start to come inside more?
Well, what happens is if he's not able to get the strike calls away, he will come in off for effect in an effort to open up that outside part of the plate, albeit, or whether it be for a strike call from the umpire or just a chase from the lineup.
So 0-2 to Mark Canha. Curve and a good take by Canha. That's a good sharp breaking ball by Verlander.
And that's the one I'm talking about. If he's unable to get any love from Rayburn on the outside part of the plate to righties, he very well may just start flashing fastballs in to go to that slider, that breaking ball away for the out.
Blocked nicely by Maldonado. Maldonado with some pretty good form when it comes to blocking balls.
Oh, well, this is what he's prided himself on his entire life. I talked about it yesterday. Haven't watched him go to work since he was 15, 16 out in Puerto Rico.
You know, he's a big guy too, and he moves around.
Oh, he is not a little fella by any stretch, and you are absolutely right, Kipe. He can move. He's athletic. Great throwing arm.
Two pitch. There's that hard breaking ball.
And you can see the frustration from Verlander.
So just missing.
Doesn't get the love on the curveball. It's 87 had a little, it's more sliderish. A lot of depth on that pitch.
Now he wants that pitch, but as pitch cash has shown, it's not a strike.
And again, if he's able to establish outside with the fastball early, that call might be something he gets.
So 3-2, 1 out. See if Semien takes off. He does not. Canha fouls it.
But that's why you've seen Verlander continue to go there, away. He needs to get that release point honed in. If he can throw strikes with the fastball out there, that's going to make that slider at 87, 88 look very appetizing.
Strike 3 called, and that time Verlander got the call, and it really looked like it was quite a bit outside. And I think Mark Canha's got a legitimate beef. Let's take a look.
And he gave in. Rayburn gave in, Kipe.
Yeah, that's not even close.
It's not even close, you're right. And Justin Verlander, again, this is the tip of the cap to the veteran on the mound. 3-2, obviously a damaged fastball count. He's not going to put it in the zone, not going to put it down the middle for you.
Yeah, that's surprising to me, because really Rayburn has not, and it's only the second inning, but he has not called that pitch a strike at all. And Verlander's trying, and he finally got the call, and it was a third strike call. But you're right, I think he did give in, and that's too bad. And I say the umpire gave in a little bit.
Sure, yeah, and that's, you know, we're letting the folks know there's no way that Justin Verlander strays from what he has done his entire career.
Close play. Pretty good move by Verlander.
Just checking on Marcus.
1 to Lucroy, hitting .234. Couple of homers, 40 RBI. In the dirt. And check this out. This is a pitch earlier in the count, a curveball, called a ball. And now look where this pitch is. It's in the exact same location. Now, different pitches. Yep. One's a curve, one's a fastball. But exact same spot. One called a ball, one called a strike.
When you think about the curveball making its way downhill, working away from a righty, and what that visual perception is like for the home plate umpire, as opposed to the fastball that's got a little life that we talked about, making its way back towards the strike zone at the very last minute.
All right, it's a good fan right there. We like those people who keep score.
That's right. You came to the class.
Runner goes. Ball's bounced foul. So Simeon taken off.
You know, I like that there. 2 strikes. I've seen Verlander go to that breaking ball. It's been big. He's buried it a couple times. Good opportunity to steal 90 feet. Get yourself in scoring position. Luke's able to fight something off, square something up. It's another knock.
Way out in front and well fouled on the left field line.
Here comes that slider. Get the head out, Luke.
Verlander has given up 4 home runs to the A's this year. Backhanded Bregman, long throw across just in time to get Lucroy. Side retired. So the A's strand a runner, and we are headed to the 3rd, 2-0.
On NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Having some fun out in Championship Plaza. The big guns are there. Yeah, we got the band in town.
Live Rage Fest. I'm in. Yeah. Look at that banjo. Some serious detail on
Looks
that
a little
thing.
newer than the Banjo Man's banjo, which we can say that because we saw it up close a week ago Saturday.
We did.
How old do you think that banjo was? Seriously, 50s?
Easily in its 50s, and I am still convinced it is just it's a hubcap. It's a hubcap with some strings.
Yeah, he didn't like that when you said that.
He didn't.
Gaddis is retired, 6'3". Here's our Coors Light refreshing finish. Let's go back to yesterday, and Trevor Cahill was dealing. Bob Melvin said after the game, maybe the best he's seen Trevor Cahill throw. How about that?
Well, that's a very high compliment. But he did. He had an entire repertoire worth of stuff working against the Astros. Big curveball was on its best behavior yesterday, but ground ball outs, weak contact.
Trevor Cahill now on the season. 15 starts. He's 5-2 with a 3.12 ERA, and at home,
How about that?
4-0, a 0.85 ERA. So he's been sensational at home. Not a bad pickup. Think about the A's rotation now compared to what it was at the beginning of the year. Now you have Edwin Jackson, Mike Fiers, Trevor Cahill, Brett Anderson. None of those guys were in the opening day rotation. And all of them picked up by the Athletics at different times in the first 4 months of the season as Reddick strikes out.
Well, the first two sliders we've seen from Sean Manaea today, both strikes, one for a college strike, the second to turn old Reddick headed back to the dugout.
So 2 outs. Here's the ninth place hitter, Martin Maldonado. And I think you got to give Billy Bean David Force a lot of credit for going out and really changing up the rotation. I mean, there was some injuries, and some of it was out of necessity, but some of it was out of let's get some depth as well, because now you have Migden and you have Montas, who are both pitching fairly well in AAA. They're there if needed, but right now they're not needed.
Well, and the idea is, even though it was out of necessity, as you mentioned, the foresight to be able to go out and identify guys that you knew fit what you were trying to do. You know, you're not out there trying to identify guys that are going to give you 8 or 9 innings every time out. You knew that, one, that probably just doesn't exist at this point. But you're not trying to create or capture something that just isn't there. You knew what they had.
That one is drilled to left, a base hit. Maldonado hits the bag at first. He's digging for 2, and he's going to have a 2-out double. So second hit for the Astros.
It's fastball middle.
Number 4.
Maldonado goes down. Nice shot. Check out the big fella, thinking 2 out of the box. Nice turn early. Just chugging.
So now to the top of the order, and George Springer. Springer struck out in the first. He's 1 for 9 in this series. Goes after first pitch off speed and taps it foul.
And I was just going to say, want to be careful here with George Springer. Might go soft early. Runners in scoring position. George Springer is a 41% first pitch swing guy. Manaea was soft early there. Springer's a guy in this situation, in my opinion, you don't necessarily have to throw him a strike. You can work the peripheral of the zone.
And he's got a base hit. A's have a shot here. Maldonado does not run well. In fact, he's going to be held at third. So Springer gets a hit with runners in scoring position, but it does not get a run home.
Another off speed, soft, down and away on the changeup. George Springer just keeps his hands back. He's able to cover the outside part of the plate. It's a good piece of hitting from the righty.
So now you got to get Bregman.
Just to kind of give you an idea of the differing approaches. Springer 41% swing on the first pitch with runners in scoring position. Bregman against lefties 19%. So a guy you can be confident trying to.
And he bounces one into right field for a base hit as Maldonado comes in to score. And I'm convinced that he was trying to do that. And I know he's trying to get a hit, but I'm saying the right side wide open.
Well, you see this huge hole, and you can see Bregman get it going early.
Didn't it look like he just tried to push it to right field?
That's what a swing with a guy that's not trying to do too much looks like. So if you hear that said over the course of the baseball season, which you will plenty, I promise you, it's that right there, because you're thinking first pitch, he might be trying to hit a homer, might be trying to do some serious damage. Well, he's got an opening in the field. He's taking what the game of baseball is giving to him early on.
Gurriel rips one to left. Could be trouble, and it is. That's a 3-run homer for Yuli Gurriel. 4 consecutive hits by the Astros, and all of a sudden they lead this game 4-2.
Well, it's like a slider working its way down. Very well could have just been a changeup that cut a little. But working its way down and into the righty nonetheless, and Gurriel just drops the head.
So home run number 8 for Gurriel. He now has 61 RBIs, and as the old saying goes, boy, that escalated quickly.
It did it not?
4 straight hit, double, single homer.
That's no cheap shot either.
And now 1-1 the count to Carlos Correa. Fourth home run hit in this series by the Astros. They hit one yesterday. Tony Kemp in the 9th inning hit a home run. It was the only run they scored.
So it's the 3rd one here today, and we are just in the top of the 3rd inning.
Inside with a fastball at 91 miles an hour. Astros 7th in the league in home runs hit this year. That was their 157th. So not quite where they were last year when the Astros hit 238 home runs last year. 2nd most behind the Yankees. 238. Not going to get to that number this year. Inside corner, good pitch, strike 3 call. So strikeout number 5 for Manaea, but damage done. Astros score 4 and lead it 4-2.
The A's take batting practice. Well, for every Tuesday night home game, the ballpark gates are now open at 4:30 p.m. Plus, parking is free on most Tuesdays as part of Chevy Free Parking Tuesdays. Come out to the ballpark early, enjoy BP, and make a lasting memory.
Still like watching BP after all these years.
It's one of the gifts that keeps on giving for me.
Top of the order for the A's, now trailing 4-2. So probably an important inning, and I'm not talking about this inning, but for the Astros.
Yes.
They felt like we've been shut down in this series, but they got a 4 spot in the top of the 3rd.
They put together 4 hits.
Yep.
You know, that's the big thing. You want to be able to extend innings.
Shutdown inning opportunities. Verlander 33 out of 40. Excellent. 83%.
Again, momentum. And I don't care what anybody says about momentum being present or not present in the game of baseball. It is very, very real. The energy swings, the highs, the lows, the peaks and valleys, however you want to describe them.
Foul back and a shutdown inning. If you're unsure, it's basically your team scores a run or 2 or 3 or however many. As the pitcher, the next half inning that you go out there, well, that's a shutdown inning opportunity. And if you do not allow the opposition to score, well, that's a shutdown inning. A shot right center field, base hit. Hustling over is Springer. He goes into a slide, and Martini, he went about a third of the way to second base and then decided to head back to first. The throw came in and it airmailed everybody standing around second base. And Verlander, alertly kind of hovering in the middle of the field, ended up catching the ball.
Well, it's a wise decision by Martini to shut it down after he goes downtown and scoops up a slider. But you make that aggressive turn around first. And we've seen this a couple times. We saw it from Kemp yesterday. Pinder as well as Springer. Going to a slide, try to cut that ball off. You can see the hard, aggressive turn.
First pitch to Chapman is a fastball, just a touch high. Lowry to follow, leadoff signal by Martini. Curve, and it snaps in there for a strike on the inside corner.
Take you back to the top of the ball game. It's that first inning blast from Matt Chapman. Dead center on a heater middle.
Curve, another strike.
Let's take a look at StatCast on that homer from Chappie. 106 off the bat, 29-degree launch angle. I don't know about that. That one had some rain droplets on the way down. 404 feet away from home plate.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. So Chapman behind in the count 1-2. There's that curveball again. This one works its way outside off the plate. Pitches for Verlander. He's already thrown 52. Misses badly. So the count is full.
And yes, he's gotten deep into some counts, trying to establish that outside corner.
Fastball foul right side.
It's not an easy position for anybody. 3-2, Verlander on the mound. You've got to cover 97 plus. Keep the weight back long enough to fight off that curveball. You know about the slider.
Two pitch, a fastball he missed outside. Another good at bat by Chapman. 2 on, nobody out.
And this is where the A's have to capitalize. It's about taking advantage of run scoring opportunities. See how they try to take care of Chapman. Up and away. You got an opportunity here. The mindset has to be at least one. At least one. We have an opportunity just to manufacture a run here. Got to walk out of here at least one run against Justin Verlander. Their offense just came out, strung together 4 hits, a big blast. This is
momentum back a little bit.
That's right. This is a way to answer.
So here's Lowry. First pitch, a little bit low.
This is borderline. Maldonado might have rode him down out of the zone just enough to not get the love.
And that's called a strike on the inside corner.
And the difference in those 2 pitches is Maldonado and any other catcher have a easier time working from north to south, meaning getting on top of a ball and bringing it down, as opposed to the downhill angle and the velocity of a fastball moving down, trying to bring that back up.
Good point.
So you see Maldonado doesn't get the call at the bottom of the zone, but gets the love at the top.
One foul straight back.
Talk about it here. Maldonado not afraid to dip into that bag of mound visits.
Well, you know what, if you think about it, and teams, they ever use up all the mound visits. We haven't seen it this year, but it's only the bottom of the 3rd, but this is a huge inning.
Oh, it is.
You know, and he's gone out there twice, and I don't blame him.
Well, this is the definition of high leverage.
That's right.
You've got to make sure that we're clicking on all cylinders. I'm putting the right fingers down. You understand what they mean. We've got a game plan that we can attack together.
Grounded to second, scooped up by Gurriel, and that's going to be a double play. See, Carlos Correa has a very strong arm, and when he needs it, he uses it, and he needed it there as the pivot man on the double play. So 4-6-3, 2 away.
Well, there was conversation when Carlos Correa came into the league. Would he be able to maintain this arm slot from the shortstop position over the period of time? And the answer is a resounding yes. It's a great turn. You can see Verlander very appreciative. Big
so
double
who knows
play.
that? I mean, who knows what was said there between Maldonado and Verlander, but it worked.
It's just about a refocusing, Kite, more times than not. You just see Verlander here sort of step off, gather himself, another big at bat.
So 2 outs now with Martini at 3rd for Chris Davis. And Davis, right center. Springer at the wall, and that baby is gone. This game is tied.
over here at third, not once, but twice, a couple times right before he delivers the pitch to KD. Focus was not on KD, and he knows why, because KD's got his bags packed, and it's vacation time, Pat. All aboard! Next stop, Pound Town!
Now here's Olsen. Yeah, why even look over at Martini? He's not the guy who can do you any damage.
And he's, I have to believe he's just trying to take stock of where Bregman was located in conjunction to Martini at third base, how much distance Martini was able to get off of the bag. I don't know why Verlander's thinking about that with 2 outs, but he knew. Chris Davis steps to the plate. You saw Verlander step off the back of the mound, touch the rosin bag, try to set his mind. And KD capitalizes.
Let's see where the pitch was to Chris Davis. I believe the ball hit the top of the wall.
Ball hit the top of the wall, Kite, but you know exactly where this thing is. Fastballs in real estate, location, 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 and right down Broadway only works for one, not the fastball.
A little bit inside. So 2-1 to Matt Olson. Olson struck out in the first. High fastball, and now it's 2-2. Let's see where it hit on the wall. Yep, right on top.
Yep. It's a good job by Clay Wood and the crew to bring those walls in just a touch.
Absolutely. Bent him on top a little bit.
Just roll it a little.
Yeah. Curveball swing and a miss. He struck him out, but the A's answer right back, and it's Chris Davis again. 2-homer game already. He now has 36 home runs on the year. He's got 98 RBIs. We're tied at 4. Fourth inning, a 4-4 game. The A's answer back after giving up 3. Chris Davis a 2-run homer. Well, it could be one of those fun days at the ballpark.
It's a nice day. Sun's out. The ball is flying.
Must be. A's with home runs by Chapman, Davis, and then Davis again. So 3 home runs in the first 4 innings for the A's.
Well, the momentum inning exists. we highlighted Verlander's ability to get his team back in the dugout after scratching a few across, but
couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. Chris Davis put a stop to that.
Right center. Room for Canna, and he makes the catch. So Tyler White is retired, and let's check back in with Kara.
Guys, I'd like you to meet a gal who is not often on our broadcast, but every single Houston Astros broadcast. This is Julia Morales. She is the field reporter for that team, and she's nice enough to join us right now. Julia, you guys come to the Coliseum 3 times every season. What's it like as a member from the opposing team to step into this place, our fans, the atmosphere here?
Yeah, it's definitely unique around the ballpark. I travel with the team to every road ballpark, and honestly, it is one of my favorites because of the fans and the atmosphere that you have. It's a little intimidating. It's tough to play here for anyone, especially day games. We've seen guys have trouble with that, the foul territory. There's always something when you come to the Coliseum. Astros have had a lot of trouble playing here the last few years, kind of flipped the script this year, but still it's a great place to play. And of course, with good games here recently, meaningful games in August, it's a really fun place to come and cover a game.
Absolutely. Our 2 teams are in tight pennant race right now. What's the perspective of the Astros fans back home of the Oakland A's?
Yeah, these days aren't good for the Astros fans, and you know, the Astros players will tell you don't hit the panic button. There's no reason to. There's still a 1/4 of the season left, but it has been tough for Astros fans who had such a big lead for most of the year last year, obviously going on to win the World Series, and then this time around watching the A's. I mean, you got to give a lot of credit to the team that you cover right now because of what they've been able to do. It's almost magic that they've put together in some of these late inning game or later in the innings, what they can do and to pull out these wins. So credit to the A's of what they've done, but at the same time, the Astros have struggled in several different assets of their game that we haven't seen all season long. So it'll be fun to watch this play out in the stretch. I feel like it's going to play out here in August with us playing you guys a couple of times. Y'all come to Houston soon. Seattle, we've got a couple of matchups with them soon, so it'll all play out here pretty soon.
And guys, just a little fun fact. Yesterday during our big Hall of Fame race, this lady right here was in the Eckersley suit, so she is a good sport all the way around. Thanks so much for your time, Julia. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Guys, back to you.
So Evan Gaddis, a high towering drive that, well, we had to hesitate to see if maybe Nick Martini took a home run away, and he may have come close, but close isn't going to get us anywhere there. And Gaddis gives the Astros the lead right back.
Well, El Oso Blanco with one swipe of his paw puts the Astros back on top with a solo blast, and Martini just not long enough.
So Gaddis with home run number 24 in Dallas. There's your shutdown inning.
That's right.
Another missed opportunity by a starting pitcher, and that's a pretty good effort by Martini. He timed his jump just about right, but so Gaddis now 24 homers, 71 RBIs. 5 home runs hit in this game so far combined.
All of the Astros runs, I believe, have come with 2 outs.
I think you are absolutely correct, unfortunately. Something about that. The runs, they count the same, but they're more annoying when they come with 2 outs.
Yes, well, because you know you're 1 pitch away from the inning being over. You're 1 pitch away from being on offense.
And I say that annoying to us, but think of how the pitcher feels.
Oh,
right? You had to be annoyed. Like, really?
Been there, done that. You know, and then sometimes you go out, you execute, and it's a broken bat or a little bleeder that extends the inning. Now your frustration is through the roof.
Yeah, especially when you give the lead back. Reddick pops it up. That's Olsen hustling into foul territory. And he's got it, side retired. Evan Gaddis with a home run, his 24th of the year. So bottom of the 4th coming up, 5-4 Houston.
Tuesday at 8 p.m., it's a very special tribute to 49ers legend Dwight Clark, featuring the letters from fans reflecting on the catch. Letters to 87 includes the letter writers, as well as Joe Montana, Ronnie Lott, Eddie DeBartolo, and Keena Turner. Presented commercial-free by Toyota on NBC Sports Bay Area. Letters to 87.
So 5-4 Astros lead, bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Piscotty, Simeon, and Canna. So shutdown inning opportunity for Verlander.
Again,
it's our theme here today.
It is.
And that one's hit to left field. Gonzalez going back. Marwin Gonzalez reaches out. He makes the catch. Heck of a play by Marwin Gonzalez in left field. Right at the last minute, he reached out with his back to home plate, and he caught it.
Not an easy play from start to finish, really. Piscotty slightly out in front of this ball. You can see it's probably not going to leave the ballpark. Maybe off the wall, but Marwin Gonzalez, as you said, Kai, with his back to the infield tracking, turns around at the last minute and makes a snag.
Where are the Crawford boxes when you need them, huh?
Right? Take a look. Ball, wall, ball, catch. Very fundamentally sound.
Yep, had a pretty good beat on it.
Verlander, good job. Nice route.
Simeon had a base hit in the 2nd inning. In their first strike. Yankees won today, 10-2 over the Jays. So the Yankees get their 78th win. And there's the Yankees, the #1 wild card team right now. So we'll keep an eye on how the Yankees are doing.
I think Jay Happ had another decent outing.
Yep. So obviously the A's and the Astros tied for first place in the West, also tied for that 2nd wild card spot, with the Mariners being 3.5 back. So the Yankees playing fairly well as of late. White over, but it'll be in the seats. The Yankees schedule, as I look at it coming up, if you're into the schedule thing as far as, hey, playing a bunch of bad teams in a row, you should do some damage, which does not always work that way. But the Yankees will play the Marlins, the Orioles, the White Sox, and the Tigers. Those are the 4 series they will play before coming to Oakland for the 3-game series September 3rd, 4th, and 5th, as Simeon strikes out for the 2nd out.
So it's a fairly, well, it's a fairly soft part of the schedule.
It is a soft part of the schedule. Whether the Yankees take advantage, we will see. That'll be a fun series, huh? Labor Day, a day game on Monday, and then a couple of night games. The Yankees here. Both teams, obviously, who knows?
Well, again,
could match up somewhere down the road. Although the Yankees will be a wild card team, they're not going to catch the Red Sox. They're 9.5 games back. Red Sox lost today.
Yeah, they'd need a DeLorean with a flex capacitor to catch the Red Sox.
Something like that, yeah. Indians won again. Indians beat the Orioles 8-0. Clevenger pitching well, gets his 9th win. He's been a nice, I don't want to say surprise, but
no, he's you know, we saw last year what he had to offer. Knew he'd be a part of that rotation, knew he'd be instrumental in the success for the Tribe.
Well, the Indians get their 71st win. They're 71-52. They're not worried about much of anything, the Tribe.
No, they'll be.
Well, what about this too? Red Sox, of course, they have the terrific record, and again, there's a lot of baseball yet, so we're just throwing stuff out there right now. But Red Sox have a pretty good chance of finishing with the best record in the American League. They would play the wild card team. Well, that means whoever wins the American League West would probably play the Indians.
Yeah.
Right? In the division series. And again, we're looking ahead, but we're doing it just for fun. Cleveland's a nice place in October. 3-1 pitch to Canna. Foul straight back. Good swing by Canna. Dodgers still leading the Mariners 5-0 in the 4th inning. A little cotton candy brewing there, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Post cotton candy.
That's exactly what that is.
Of course, that's what you and I look like after a walk-off win. Not really. Close, but
close. Fairly close.
Payoff pitch to Canna. Here it is. Popped him up with a high fastball. Maldonado got it. So that is a shutdown inning. 3 up, 3 down, and we are on to the 5th. 5-4 Astros. Say, show me the Oakland A's in your X1 Voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. As we'd like to say, Dallas, good effort.
Great effort. That's a solid lid.
So you got bobbleheads on the hat. That's
you got bobbleheads. You got starting lineup action figures. The
buttons.
Miguel Tejada sliding. Got Ricky on the back. Look at that stew. Is that stew?
Yeah, it looks like a pin of stew. I'd like to see a little bit. Yeah.
He's got the lefty Mania going today.
Trinan's on there. Trinan card. If that gentleman could just keep turning around for us, we'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, just have him cycle. Wow.
2010 season ticket holder.
That's a number 35, Ricky Henderson.
That was his first number one.
Yeah.
Sir, good effort.
Yes.
Quality.
3-1 to Maldonado. Left center. Pretty high, pretty deep. Off the wall. Bounces back toward left field. Maldonado, he's going to round second. He's going to try for third, and he's going to make it with a belly slide. So it goes as a triple for Maldonado. He almost bumped it out of here.
This ball careens high off the wall. And I want you to watch Mark Canna. As this ball comes off the top of the wall, it kicks and hits the right foot of Mark Canna, and that's what causes this ball to shoot to the left. And ultimately, right there, you see it off the right shin of Canna, and that's what gives Maldonado the opportunity to get to third. You can see him out of the box. He thought he might have got it. Little mild dig-me sesh, but he sees it off the wall. Now time to pick it up, get him going.
Well, you also saw that ball the way it came off the wall. Because it was hit so high, it kind of came off the wall and shot directly straight down, and that's when it hit Ken in the foot.
Yeah.
So the count now 0-2 to Springer. Manaya's got some work to do as Lou Trevino starts to throw. Infield is in for the A's. Springer has struck out, and then he singled and scored. That was in the third inning. A shot off of Chapman, rolls into shallow left field. Springer's going to try for second. No, he's not. He's going to have to hustle to get back, and he does get back. So the run comes in to score, and it's 6-4 Houston. That was a shot, and Chapman, well, we're used to him catching everything, but this one's almost impossible. That's just a smash off his chest.
That's a line drive. That ball is smoked off the chest of Chappie, and you can see Springer trying to slow down. And take a look. Chappie's down, already in position. This ball had some top spin on it. And those balls that are hit that hard, Kipe, with top spin off the dirt, that ball just hits, picks up speed again.
Looked like it may have got him in the arm a little bit.
Yeah, like arm, chest area, kind of just doing his best, try to keep that ball in front.
So 8 hits now for the Astros. Springer right here. And it's a tough play for Lowry, because Lowry is thinking he's coming. So Lowry spins around to apply a tag.
Right.
As opposed to spinning around and throwing to first.
And a lot of times you'll have guys trying to communicate in the infield. You'll hear somebody yell back door, and that'll kind of give you the idea, all right, he's not coming into second. Now you can actually anticipate catching this ball and throwing towards the base behind you. This case being first base. But Springer went into that slide to stop himself. And that's a good heads-up play, because he might have had another 2 or 3 steps to take if he was trying to stop his momentum on his feet as opposed to going into that slide.
See guys do that, and it generally works. 0-2 to Bregman. He had an RBI single in the third. Little pop-up. It's not going to be an easy play, and it is going to fall. Springer hustling to second, and he's going to make it, and it's going to be a hit. So Olsen was the only guy who had a chance to catch it.
Well, yeah, and this is tough. This ball's inside out from a righty. So Ole's anticipating this ball to continue to work towards the first base line. You can see the route he's taken, but that ball gets up top and it starts to come back.
So that's going to be it for Manaya. 4+ innings today, not sharp. And when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
On NBC Sports California is brought to you by Humboldt Redwood. Naturally strong, naturally beautiful decking, fencing, and timbers. Visit getredwood.com to learn more.
So 6-4 Astros lead. So this is a pivotal point in the game. A run in. 2 on, nobody out. So Trevino will face Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel takes low. Trinan pitched on Friday night. He came in the 6th inning. Or I said Trinan, excuse me. Lou Trevino pitched the 6th inning, gave up a run, walked a couple guys. Was still throwing hard. The velocity's there. Said his mechanics maybe just a little bit off.
Just a little quick. And I think that's what we've seen from Lou. You're a little quick, you start to work under the ball. Things can flatten out. You lose that late life with that slight downhill action.
So now it's 2-0 to Gurriel. Runners in scoring position in this series. The Astros, the first 2 games combined, just 6 at bats with runners in scoring position. But different story today. 4 for 4. And they were 1 for 5 in game 1, 0 for 1 yesterday. Gurriel on 2-0 hits it down the right field line, foul. You may think, wow, 2-0 pitch, fastball, looking for it. Shouldn't he, if he's going to hit a foul ball, shouldn't he hit it down the left field line? You know, but Gurriel, he hits the ball the other way extremely well. He's not a massive power hitter.
Well, and a guy like Lou Trevino, featuring 93, 94. It's not a give me, you're getting that straight one. In the 3rd inning, the changeup, the cut from Minaya. Gurriel, not cheap. Drop the head on it and make your turns.
Carlos Correa will be next. 2-2 the count. Little jam shot, rolled foul. Gurriel now 8 home runs on the year and 61 RBIs. Gurriel 400 with runners in scoring position. 40 for 100. It's coming into today, so that does not even include his home run today with a couple of runners on. 2-2 pitch, hit hard right to Semien. Out at second, the throw to first. Got him on a close play. So Gurriel hits into a 6-4-3 double play.
Well, just how you draw it up, looking to minimize the damage here in the situation. Coming to the ball game, guys on. You want to come in, spinning the breaker for strikes, keep these guys on the ground. Little 2-for-1 blue light special. 2 outs, 1 pitch. Great effort by Semien to not only keep this ball in front, take it in close to the body and get rid of it.
So now 2 outs, a runner at third. Here's Correa. Correa a single and a strikeout so far. 1 for 8 in the series.
Still trying to work his way back off the DL.
Yeah, maybe not quite right with the timing just yet. This is his 8th game since coming back from the disabled list, where he missed 36 games. Canna trots in, and Canna has it. So a run on 3 hits for the Astros. Bottom of the 5th coming up now, 6-4.
price. For $49.99, watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackouts, and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer.
Not the only ball game going on in town, it looks like.
That's right.
It's nothing like a nice, sharp, pristine Little League field.
The real field's dreams.
6-4. Astros leading bottom of the 5th inning. Verlander had his first 3 up, 3 down inning in the 4th. He's got 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's given up 3 home runs, so he has not been real sharp. And he's trying to settle in here. It's grounded to Bregman. Bregman throws out Matt Chapman. So Verlander is going for his 200th career win. This is where he stands in Major League history. He's 24th on the all-time strikeout list. I'll close it in on David Cone. And on the wins list, he's 114th. Trying to join Wakefield, Ewell, and Finley. Justin Verlander is 35 years old. He's got a contract with the Astros for next year. There's a mutual option for 2020. Now, of course, a mutual option, it is what it says it is. Both sides, meaning Verlander and the Astros, would have to say, we really like each other.
Yep.
We want you back.
Let's do it.
Verlander says, you know what? I like you guys. I want to come back. Well, cool. Then he could have a contract for 2020, but that's a little ways off. But he will be an Astro next year as well.
Well, it's nice you get a look at where he stands historically among some of the game's greats, but think about the season he's had this year. Cy Young conversation. He's among the top 5 in the AL in WHIP, strikeout to walk ratio, quality starts, opponent's OBP, innings pitched, walks per 9, strikeouts per 9, ERA, opponent's batting average, total strikeouts, top 5 in each one of those categories.
It's fun looking at his career numbers. Remember, he was a Rookie of the Year in 2006, and that was the year that the Tigers, they beat the A's in the American League Championships here.
Yeah.
But the Tigers with Verlander lost to the Cardinals in the World Series that year, and then in 2012 Verlander and the Tigers lost to the Giants in the World Series. But he got his World Series last year. Just wasn't with the Tigers, and that probably surprised him because they had some really good teams in Detroit.
Well, I think it surprised a lot of people, especially considering what Verlander being the guy that they felt they'd be able to build around.
Absolutely.
For a while.
And they did. They tried.
Yeah.
Just never could get that World Series title to Detroit. 3-2 to Nick Martini. And that one's popped up shallow left. Gonzalez was playing very, very shallow, and he makes the catch.
Well, time now for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Take it back to the first inning when that long ball from the chapstick. Dead central. Starting to swing it well. Been on fire since the break. He's really put together some nice ABs over the last couple series.
So that'll bring up Chapman. And there's that big curveball that Verlander, he's had that since day one.
It hasn't gone anywhere. That hasn't gone anywhere.
So that's what we talk about a lot, Dales. A first pitch curveball thrown for a called strike. An absolutely beautiful thing for a pitcher, because what it seems to do is it seems to just give you complete control of the at-bat.
Well, it does. It puts the hitter on the defensive for a couple reasons. One, it's a reduced velocity. Two, it's a pitch with movement. Three, it's a secondary pitch thrown for a strike, which plants the seed of command in the brain of the hitter. So now a change in velocity, a change in movement, change in location, all of these things can occur with the next pitch. And you get to dictate where you go from there, but it all is brought to you in part by the first pitch curveball strike. You see they go up in the zone here with the fastball.
Tries a curve, and he got the call. Did not look like a strike really at any point. But Chapman strikes out. 3 up, 3 down inning.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Top of the 6th with the Astros leading the A's 6-4. These two teams tied for first place in the American League West with, after today, 38 games left for both teams. New pitcher is Sean Kelly. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair expert. So Kelly comes in. Saw him on Friday night.
He's going to be an individual that gets tapped in close game situations like this, whether it's up by a couple, down by a couple. Early on, if you haven't gotten what you'd liked out of the starter. We know about the back end of this bullpen, but the guys in between are just as important.
Well, I think Friday night was a perfect example. I mean, he came in and he pitched the 7th inning. But at that time, the A's were down.
Yeah.
Down by a run.
You've got your guys that you like to go to more so as we got a ball on the field out in left field, but you got your guys that you go to when you're up or when you're down. And it matters. Those outs matter.
Buchter loosening up.
But if you're going to have the ability to come back in ball games, it's about keeping the ball game within striking distance.
Up the middle, and that's a base hit for Tyler White. Well, it's what the A's bullpen has been great at this year. So 1 out. Here's Cara.
Guys, we all know there are some hardcore A's fans, but just how core are they? Well, this fella, Carlos Soria in the right field bleachers, is an out-of-state season ticket holder. He lives in Arizona because of work, but he's originally from the Bay Area. Carlos, how do you make that happen? Like 24 games a season living in Arizona?
Well, the first thing, as soon as the schedule comes out, I mark off the large homestands, tell work pretty much these are my days off, and book my Southwest flights as soon as they open up the blocks, and then I'm here.
Impressive. He also makes it to about a dozen spring training games because he does live in Mesa after all. But what is it about the A's, Carlos, if you could sum it up in a sentence, that keeps you coming back, literally flying back year after year?
You know, the A's are just the setting. The family here, our family, is what we come back for. Is the, you know, just the one-on-one friendship that we have with everybody. It makes the games more worthwhile. You know, baseball is just a setting. These fans here that we spend all our time with makes the trip worthwhile.
And expect to hear more from Carlos as the game goes on. He is right up on the rail usually, here in the right field bleachers, banging that cowbell, making his presence known. Well,
gotta make our noise.
Gotta make your noise. Well, incredible support, Carlos, and sounds like you'll be back later on in September, right?
Yep, September 19th to close out the season. I always like to start it and close it. And then the World Series, I'll be here.
And that Access Pass will make it even easier for you next season. So, guys, our fans travel from near and far to be here at the Coliseum. Impressive.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would like to, I mean, wouldn't it be great to be able to say to your employee or employer, got to block it off right like this. This is how we're going to do this now.
If I can just show you the schedule of my favorite sports team.
And then this is those home games.
Right.
I will not be at work.
Yeah, so I'm done here.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
No problem, sir.
Well, it doesn't really sound like it's much of a negotiation.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Plus, it's a little warm in the desert right now. Not a bad time of year to
duck out
head up to the Bay Area.
You know it. How about the frequent flyer miles?
It's a good call, though. They are a family out there in right field. I think if you're season ticket holder or somebody who comes to a lot of games and you've been doing it for many, many years, you do become friends with the people around you and the ushers, the usherettes. And you know these people.
You see them every day.
Liner foul, 2-2 the count to Marwin Gonzalez with Tyler White at first. Gonzalez is 0 for 2. One for 8 in the series for Marwin Gonzalez, who over the years has been a bit of an A's killer. Taps this one at the plate, just foul. There's a good look at the crowd today, and it is a nice crowd. Yesterday, 32,000. And what do you think, Dallas? About the same today, maybe?
I'd say about the same. I'll tell you, coming into the ballpark this morning, Kite, there was a ton of traffic. Some tailgaters set up.
Got a good little vibe. It's always fun to pull in and see the tailgaters.
It is
like watching them set up.
Yeah,
because you can tell the ones that have, like, oh yeah, that's a big league tailgate. That one over there, little work, and at least they're trying.
I tell you, coming in, you know, pulling in around 9:30 a.m.
Yeah,
the ones that are already set up, those are the big league tailgates.
Yes, that's right. They've been planning that for a while. Coliseum with the huge parking lots that surround the ballpark. Obviously, lots of great opportunities to tailgate. Tough to tailgate without parking lots.
Yeah, come in and catch a full-scale wiffle ball game at the right time.
Two and 2 to Marwin Gonzalez. Pretty good battle here between Kelly and Gonzalez. Evan Gaddis waits in the on-deck circle. Swinging and a miss. Struck him out.
A's A's Access is here, and it is redefining the way you can be a part of our A's family. General admission access to every single 2019 regular season ball game, home game that is, a plan of reserved seat tickets, 50% off concessions, 25% off merchandise and parking discounts, first opportunity to purchase 2018 postseason tickets. That's playoff tickets this year, folks. Learn more at athletics.com/2019 today. A's Access, every game, your way.
Strike to Evan Gaddis. Texas Rangers will be here tomorrow. The Rangers are at home, wrapping up a 4-game series against the Angels. They're winning 4-2, but it's raining in Arlington. They're in a rain delay.
Saw some pictures on social media.
Dumping?
Oh, torrential downpour.
Just a little high. Timeout was called, I believe.
I'm not sure if the folks at home have a real good idea of where that ball ended
up. It
up.
Almost came in our booth.
But I almost caught that ball. You can see Gaddis. No, the reaction from Gaddis. Kipe, I don't know that if...
Yeah, you had a better chance to catch that than Luke Croy did. Much better chance. So timeout was called.
Timeout was called.
Just a shade late. Dallas Dolphar.
But in all seriousness, that's a heck of a job by Kelly to continue to throw that ball and let it go. Because at times you hold up and you fear of injury or any sort of lockup.
Got him swinging high fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff single.
Well, he goes back up top after going really up top earlier on in the AB. But it's the fastball at 91 that Gaddis just can't catch up to.
So we got a pitching change. Buchter coming in to face Reddick.
Of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
All right, top of the 6-4. The Astros leading the A's. A's have won the first 2 games of this series. So Buchter to face Reddick. A lefty on lefty.
You can see the lefty success for Book. 157 opposing lefties are hitting against him. Come in and put the silencer on Reddick.
All right, so what's Reddick hitting against lefties? Pretty good, 287.
Not bad, not bad. And that's really been one of the one of the birds in Reddick's saddle for a while, right?
Well, yeah, it's interesting. We've seen him handle lefties pretty well one year, and then the next year he would struggle against lefties.
And I know as a lefty myself, you want to be able to face any left-hander. You don't want to be an out for somebody. So there's a lot of pride in the left-handed community to being able to get lefties out on the mound, hit lefties at the plate.
Reddick fouls it straight back in the count now 1-2. Reddick has struck out and fouled out. It's Emilio Pagan in the A's bullpen. Tyler White is the runner at first. He led off the inning with a base hit. Reddick is 1 for 9 in the series. Curveball stays a little high. So McHugh in the Astros bullpen, Pagan in the A's bullpen. Reddick, pop up, shallow right, and Piscotty grabs it, and that will do it. Bottom of the 6th coming up. It'll be Lowry, Davis, and Olsen. 6-4 Houston. Ratto and Kelly Johnson bring you the happy hour. Also available to listen live and as a podcast on NBCSportsBayArea.com. So 6-4, the Astros lead on a beautiful day in the Bay Area. Looks like Mount Diablo way off in the distance. So bottom of the 6th, it'll be Lowry, Davis, and Olsen against Justin Verlander. Verlander, as expected, I guess, Dallas, has retired 7 in a row since the Davis home run that tied up the game at 4. That's what good pitchers do.
A little frustrated, right? You're going to bear down, get back in it, and the tough part here is Verlander with a lead now again. Will not want to let that go. And that's where you start to see a Justin Verlander bear down. Up the ante just a touch.
Well, the most pitches he has thrown this year is 122. Also thrown 118.
Oh, yeah, he ain't afraid to run it up there.
No.
He's earned that.
0-2 to Lowry. But in this case, just trying to get through the 6th inning. Peacock and McHugh are up.
You know, 94 pitches through 6 is a heck of a lot different than 94, 95 pitches finishing up 8 innings. Just a different wear and tear on the body.
Tyler White dives for it, but it's a foul ball. When you were pitching deep into a game and maybe getting a little bit tired, feel your legs first start to go a little bit?
Honestly, one of the first things you start to feel go is the breaking ball.
So your legs may be tired, but you may not feel it initially.
Right. Yeah, the first thing is the breaking ball, your ability to get up on top of that pitch with consistency.
And that's a good breaking ball right there to get the strikeout on Lowry.
Time now for the Chrysler drive of the game. Drives of the game. A couple long balls off the bat of KD. That's the first one. Here's a look at the second one. KD serving up a couple Oppo tacos for the folks out there in right center. 2 big blasts from KD off the Verlander.
And the first pitch to Davis, and he was looking for number 3. 21st multi-home run game of his career. 6th time he's done it this year. Last year he had a 3-homer game. And it's quickly 0-2, 97 miles an hour from Verlander.
And I know, you know, KD might not hit for the exceptionally high average, but I mean, we're talking 30, 40 homers. He'll hit the 100 RBI mark
soon. That's a base hit. An 0-2 curveball, and Chris Davis hits it hard into left field for a base hit. But I don't think there's any question, Dallas. He's a significantly better all-around hitter than he was 2 years ago.
Oh, no question whatsoever. And while mechanically it might not be something that a lot of other people, and frankly us at times, can really wrap our head around, this is something he's gotten very comfortable doing. His approach at the plate, the power speaks for itself. But you're right, Kipe, as the seasons have gone on, he's really started to round out that approach.
First pitch to Olson, and it's a little bit inside. This was earlier this year on the 14th of June, right here in Oakland. Olson got Verlander.
Himself a big curveball.
Verlander has reached the 100 pitch mark. Bullpen is ready. Olson drives one right field. Reddick over to cut it off. Plays it on a hop. Davis hustling for third, and he's going to make it.
Well, string them together, and that's what the A's are starting to do here. Four-seamer, middle in for Olson. Keeps the hands tight, close to the body, barrel through. It's a nice piece of hitting by the lefty, and KD thinking third base all the way. See there, sees it down towards the line.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up and repair experts. Still leading 6-4. First and third. 7 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. Shade over 100 pitches for Verlander. So he could win it. He's not going to lose it. Or he could get a no decision. So Brad Peacock comes in. 2-4 record, 3.23 ERA. Peacock pitched yesterday, and Hayes knocked him around a little bit through 25 pitches in 1 inning of work. And he gave up a couple hits, a couple of runs. But generally, Peacock pretty good. First pitch to Piscotty. Inside, not where Peacock wanted it.
Well, he's coming in here for 1 of 2 results. He'd like to get a ground ball, maybe a double play. If not, he'll take the punch out. Speaking of punch out, Brad Peacock has struck out 41% of the right-handed batters he has faced this season. That's 54 out of 133 faced.
Earlier this year, Piscotty faced Peacock in Houston, and he homered off him. It was on the 9th of July. Piscotty today is 0 for 2. That slider, that's Peacock. I think that's his best pitch. He's got that 3/4 delivery.
Yeah.
And he's got a good tight slider, especially against right-handed hitters.
And we talked about him wanting that double play ball, possibly a punch out. Not a huge double play candidate is Peacock. He has not induced opposing hitters into a double play in his last 10 opportunities. And that's tied for the worst across baseball for relievers.
And that was the slider, but again, that one was not where Peacock wanted it, and Piscotty got a pitch to hit.
You talk about his low 3/4 arm slot, and that's walking a fine line at times between being able to execute the finish and start working underneath the ball, and that's what the last couple sliders have looked like. He's just a hair underneath him, is Peacock.
And now it's a full count. Simeon waits in the on-deck circle. So the crowd, 29,143. They are getting into it, folks. Many of them rising to their feet. An opportunity for the A's to maybe tie up this game. And he got him. Pretty good pitch by Peacock.
Just challenged him in the zone with that slider. It's middle, it's down. It's for a strike.
Now batting shortstop, number 10.
You could see Piscotty just out ahead of it a little bit.
Just a touch.
So 2 outs, and here's Simeon. That's a big strikeout for Brad Peacock. Marcus Simeon, a single and a strikeout. First pitch. Maldonado blocks it out in front. His throw. He held on. He was thinking about throwing it to second base. It would have been a close play, but instead he held on to it.
You know, that's a smart decision there. It's a good job by Olsen reading that down angle. Scioli, a little bit of an open field tackle on second base.
So 1-0 to Marcus Simeon. Now the tying runs are in scoring position. Slider away. Marcus chased that slider, so Peacock does not give in.
Well, 2-0, fastball count. You go slider away. If you're Brad Peacock, you can learn here that Marcus Semien aggressive 2-0, aggressive on that slider. If I'm Brad Peacock, I don't know how many fastballs Marcus Semien gets here.
Well, he hasn't got one yet.
Well, and again, this is about gathering information from swings and takes. And 2-0, I've got an aggressive swing on the slider.
Well, Peacock does have first base open, so can use that to his advantage maybe. 3-1 pitch, and he went with another slider, and Semien takes it. Bases loaded.
Well, and for a guy whose money's going to be made with that slider, doesn't give in 2-0, doesn't give in 3-2, and see Semien's able to hold up. Another beautiful at bat, high leverage situation from the Oakland A's.
So Canna for his third at bat, he struck out and he has fouled to the catcher. Bases loaded. Canna's numbers with the bases loaded in his career: 5 for 16, 12 RBIs. Canna in this series is 0 for 6. Look at his batting average with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. 424.
Craving the big moment.
First pitch. Back up slider for strike. Davis at third, Olsen at second, Semien at first. Outfield shifted over a little bit toward left center. Springer and Reddick both slid over. Marwin Gonzalez playing pretty straightaway left field. 0-1 pitch, fastball this time inside. Almost feel like Peacock uses his fastball as a show-me pitch. I don't know that that's the case, but he throws so many sliders to right-handed hitters.
Well, and it's the movement, and both of these pitches for him, the slider doesn't have a ton of tilt on it, and the fastball, same thing. So he's got 2 pitches heading 2 different directions, and that's what he's trying to do: speed you up with the velocity of one, change the location, and then bring you back outside with that slider, take you out of the zone.
1-1 pitch, fastball inside, and now it's 2-1.
You can see Maldonado emphatically speaking into the ear of Brad Peacock. Big pitch, big situation. Bags are juice. 2-1, 2 outs. Don't want to make a mistake here to Canna.
Ryan Presley gets up for the Astros. Fernando Rodney and Pagan in the A's bullpen. 2-1 pitch, strike right on the outside corner. 2-2. So Canna just could not pull the trigger.
It's tough.
Little movement.
Not a ton, a little bit, just enough to come back. The 2-2. See Maldonado shaking his head. Typically, that's a shake back to the fastball. They want the slider.
Foul at the plate.
It was the fastball. And sometimes you'll get that shake from the catcher, just telling you to move your head out there on the mound. Little cat and mouse game with the hitter. They go back to the fastball.
Pop up just below us. Nice play.
Not a bad one.
Right below us. So 2-2. So Peacock, 2 fastballs with the count.
2-2.
Where it is.
Yep.
Almost feels like a little playoff tension here, doesn't it, Dallas?
No doubt. 2-2, crucial point in the ball game here.
Peacock's ready. Here it is. Foul back, another fastball. That one at 93 miles an hour, and the ball is, that one just moving in a little bit on Canna, but he had a good swing.
I'm trying to stay one pitch ahead right now, sticking with that fastball. Figuring Mark Canna just might be looking for that slider down and away. But they've done a good job of speeding Mark Canna up with a series of heaters. I got slider coming.
Got it. Stayed with the slider, and Canna chased it, so the A's leave them loaded in the 6th, 7th inning coming up.
A's Hall of Fame class with a giveaway plaque presented by 7-Up. A's, as part of the celebration planned for Wednesday, September 5th, you can get your piece of history by grabbing tickets at athletics.com/pinstripes. The first 15,000 in the house get this giveaway. Don't miss out on history by grabbing your tickets at athletics.com/pinstripes today.
that guy.
He can run. Man, he can run.
Got good speed.
Great speed.
What a great jersey.
Big gas tank, too. Go forever.
High endurance.
High endurance. A Renaissance man.
Yeah, he could do it all. Seventh inning. As Emilio Pagan comes in. He'll face Maldonado, Springer, and Bregman, 3 right-handed hitters. First pitch is a strike on the inside corner. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair expert. So Pagan making his 45th appearance. He's been good this year. 3-0 with a 3.40 ERA.
You saw both he and Rodney. Some double barrel action down there the last half inning. We talked about guys that are in a position to get into the ball game if you're up or if you're down. When you think about the additions that have come over, it's not a slight on anybody down there in that bullpen to be handed the ball without the lead. I always tried to look at it with a positive spin. You know, the team is relying on me to keep the score exactly how it is, because we know we have the opportunity to come in and put up runs late.
Yeah, I mean, the objective is the same.
Oh, yeah.
Put up a 0.
Outs, baby. Need outs.
Oh, 2 to Maldonado, who has been a hitting star today. A double, a triple, and 2 runs scored. A little bit outside. The Dodgers beating the Mariners 8-1 in the 7th inning. And that's the rubber game of that series. Rangers still in a rain delay? Yes, they are.
Back to the 5th inning. Here's the triple. Fastball middle, high up off the wall, just under the 388 sign. And that ball comes down and kicks off the shin of Mark Cannon. Maldonado belly flops on into third.
That was a leadoff triple. It's been Minaya, Trevino, Kelly, Buchter, and now Pagan. Very deep left field. Martini is going to watch this one go. Martin Maldonado, a double, a triple, and now a home run. And it's 7-4 Houston. He's not known for his offense, but you wouldn't know that by what he's done today.
You're absolutely right, Kite. But frankly, he's taking advantage of a couple of mistakes in the middle of the zone. And I don't care who you are, how great your defense is. If you're here at the big league level and you get a couple fastballs down Main Street, you typically don't miss.
So that's the 7th home run for Maldonado this year. Got 38 RBIs. Remember, he came over in a trade from the Angels. It was on the 26th of July, so right before the trade deadline. I think every time Martin Maldonado does something offensively, and we're not saying he's an automatic out, but he is a very good defensive catcher. But every time he does stuff offensively, like a day like today, I think he just makes himself a little bit more money for next year.
Yeah, no, I mean,
he is a free agent.
There's no denying the importance of a backstop that can handle a starting staff, that can navigate a bullpen and the ever-changing landscape that is big league pitching staffs. And
See, I like that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all. That's
showing a little emotion.
It's passion. He's excited about the fact that they just executed. There's nothing different in that than, say, a bat flip on a home run that ties the ball game or puts you ahead. Or
if you can't get excited about that, unfortunately, that happened against the A's, but it's the conversation we're having is about it's okay to show a little bit of that, especially behind the plate.
It's about enjoying your successes. That's what it's about. This is a game quite literally built upon failure. And if you can't find it somewhere inside of you to be able to enjoy just a flash of success in a game that is built to beat you down, you can have a long one.
That's what I always think is funny, Dallas. And this conversation has come up a lot now about, you know, the celebrations and the bat flips and that type of thing. Baseball, I think, generally is pretty old-fashioned, but it's coming around a little bit. But then you watch an NFL game, and I love the NFL, but you know, you see a 12-yard completion on a cornerback, and he's celebrating because he made the tackle after a 12-yard reception.
Sure. And
you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's not something you celebrate.
No,
a home run is.
Right, a 2.5-yard gain. The running back gets up and salutes, and he's got a list of people he's going to thank.
Points forward.
Right. I mean, there's a lot going on. And I am all for in this game. Look, and these guys, they're so good. Feel free to celebrate.
Mighty swing by Springer on 3-2, and he strikes out. I'm not convinced George Springer is 100%. He's got a couple of hits today, and he's a terrific player.
Well, he had an AB earlier in the day, and you see that hand come off the bat in the grimace. And he had an AB earlier in the day. We saw him sort of pumping that hand. He got blown up yesterday.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit. That one's hit deep. Canna's going to run out of room here, and that's gone. That's Alex Bregman. And now it's 8-4 Houston. Number 24 for Bregman.
Well, Alex Bregman is just not a guy that you just lay strike one in there for and hope. And I'm not saying that's what Pagan has done here, but Alex Bregman, first pitch slider, and he's aggressive in the zone.
A couple of solo shots here in the top of the 7th inning.
He's one of those guys. Don't let the size fool you. Not for 1 minute. He is a ball player.
So Bregman 3 for 4, 2 singles, a homer, a couple of RBIs today. Good pitch right in the corner, 1-2. So 8 runs, 12 hits today for the Astros. They had a combined 4 runs and 8 hits in the first 2 games of the series. 1-2 and a breaking ball, and Gurriel strikes out.
After a couple good heaters. Slider down and away. Gurriel runs out of bat.
So with 2 outs, Carlos Correa will hit. Rangers will be here tomorrow night for a 3-game series. A's are 8-5 against the Rangers this year. Who's good for the Rangers? Well, Joey Gallo, we know he can hit. Got 4 home runs against the A's this year. Chris Davis, well, he just crushes the Rangers each and every year. This season, 7 home runs, 20 RBIs in 13 games. That's just this year. So we'll see the Texas Rangers tomorrow night. Correa's retired. Couple of home runs for the Astros. Maldonado and Bregman, and now it's 8-4.
Fans, here another chance to pack the town with a great $15 field level ticket for tomorrow night's game against the Rangers. We need your support at the ballpark. And with this great Bart Rapid Deal Day, you can grab lower level tickets at athletics.com/rapid. That's right. Grab your seats today at athletics.com/rapid.
You know, the Rangers have to come here twice yet. We're done going to Arlington, but the Rangers obviously here tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then they will come back September 7th, 8th, and 9th. That's the weekend right after the Yankees are here. So we'll see the Rangers 6 more times this year, all 6 here at the Coliseum. New pitcher for the Astros, it's Ryan Pressly. Pressly to face Lucroy, Martini, and Chapman. So Brad Peacock, 2/3 of an inning, a walk and 2 strikeouts. None bigger than the strikeout of Canna to end the 6th inning with the bases loaded.
Obviously a situation you'd like to come out with something. But again, easier said than done. High leverage, high pressure situation. Peacock threw a nice slider to get out of it.
And now Pressly, who pitched on Friday night, he pitched the 7th inning on Friday night. Our first look at Pressly in an Astros uniform, and he was impressive. Couple of strikeouts in his 1 inning of work. Talked about his good curveball.
Yeah. Well, you can see the over the top action. Good to pitch up in the zone with the heater. Drop that hammer down.
Need some base runners. And there's a start. A base hit to center field by Lucroy, his first hit today.
Fastball down and in. Luke doing a wonderful job of inside out in this pitch. Stay inside. We'll back up the middle backspin, Johnny.
So here's Martini, who singled and scored in the 3rd inning. There's that curve, and it's in for a strike. So Martini 2 for 6 in this series against the Astros.
Two for 6, and talked about the walks.
Grounds this one to the right side. Gurriel's throw to second is high, but Carlos Correa, he needed all 6'4" of his frame, as he had to reach high to grab it and keep his foot on the bag.
This is where you, as a middle infielder, you're anticipating the ability to make a turn. If that's not the case, your next objective is to secure the out. How do you do that? You become a first baseman. You go into the stretch. Obviously, with the rules in play now, a little bit more protection at second base for the defender.
First pitch to Chapman is inside. Chapman, a homer, a walk, and a strikeout. He homered in the very first inning, his 17th of the year. It's been a game of home runs. The A's have hit 3. The Astros have hit 4. In the series, the Astros now have 7 home runs. The A's have hit 4 home runs. A's have done the doubles thing.
Yeah.
And they had 8 doubles yesterday. They do not have one today. Chapman drives one to center. Springer misjudged it, but he's going to get back there and make the catch. So pretty good recovery by George Springer.
Terrific job by George Springer to recover here.
That ball may have had a little action on it.
Well, this ball keeps going, and you can see Springer thinking he's going to cut it off. But this ball just keeps going, keeps traveling. He understands, all right, I'm going to have to drop step a couple here, gain some ground, which is what he does. So yeah, nice adjustment for Springer off the bat.
So 2 outs now, and Lowry steps up. First pitch is a strike right on the corner. Lowry 0 for 3 this afternoon. Three for 11 in the series for Lowry. Tied for 8th in the American League with his 76 RBIs coming into today. Rodney up again. It's pretty loose. He was up last inning.
He'll be ready to go, no question. Love to see the A's claw back just enough. Scratch a couple across here. Get back out there, shut down inning. Get back in and mount that comeback.
Full shift on for Lowry, and he swings and misses, and Maldonado grabbed it, and that's a strikeout, and that's the end of the 7th inning. On to the 8th.
Brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV.
Beautiful day at the ballpark. Nice crowd, 29,000, and good crowds this weekend as expected. It is the 8th inning. Emilio Pagan out there for his 2nd inning of work, facing White, Gonzalez, and Gaddis.
Trying to keep it right here. Get back in the dugout. Let the late inning heroics ensue.
Yeah, well, after what we've seen this year, you always have to keep it as close as possible.
Well, and that's, you know, it's I think it's a mindset that a lot of clubs would love to have, every club, frankly. And everybody that's in the seat that we're in up here, you'd like to think we're never out of it.
Sure.
Our team's got a chance to win. If there's an out left, we've got a chance. Well, we know that that's not always necessarily the case. But with this team, the comebacks we've seen, it's do not get up.
Absolutely. So White strikes out, and that's the first out. Kara, yoga day at the ballpark today. Tell me about that.
That's right, Glenn. Yoga day. We know this field is a baseball field, sometimes a football field, but it was a yoga studio this morning at 9 o'clock in the morning for nearly 400 yogis who came out to participate. 3 different teachers led the class, and if you bought a special ticket, you took home a Lululemon yoga mat. So A's Lululemon teamed up to provide this awesome morning for the fans, and they got to hang out in the treehouse and then enjoy the ball game. So a long day when you start at 9 a.m. for an hour-long yoga class, but a pretty awesome day. Invite the yogis out to the ballpark. So how about you guys? How are your downward-facing dogs?
Well, you know what? I'm disappointed that, I mean, I did not get an invitation. Dallas did not, and I would have certainly thought about it.
Yeah, we should work it into the NBC Sports pregame, you know, like stretch it out a little bit.
All right, Cara, that's enough.
Yeah.
You're good. All right, Cara's done for the day because she's getting a little crazy down there.
And my dogs spend the majority of their days face down, so that's how my dogs are doing.
And what's the Bikram yoga? Was 105 degrees?
Yeah, just 105 degrees, just to get the blood going.
So let's just go to the Mojave Desert and go for a workout.
That's, hey guys, I got a sweaty gym sock over here. You want to come stretch out for an hour in it? No, thanks.
Yoga is good for you, though. Nice idea. There's a whole bunch of people out there.
Yeah, you know, get your chakra right, center your chi, all the above.
3-1 to count to Marwin Gonzalez. Gonzalez is 0 for 3. And he drives on the right. That's hit well. And that's going to leave the yard. 9-4 Astros. So 11th home run of the year for Marwin Gonzalez. And it's the 5th home run of the day for the Astros.
And it's the 3rd home run, unfortunately, for Pagan, and he's just left some balls over the heart of the plate. And there's really no mystery. There's nothing much to it. Something he'll be able to look at in the video. Just got to stay out of the middle of the zone. Got to stay out of the top part of the zone early on in the count. He's got the weapons. He's got the ability to put guys away. We've seen him dazzle at times.
So here he faces Gaddis. Gaddis has 1 of the 5 home runs. He homered in the 4th. Strike in the outside corner.
And that right there, that's what you'd like to see. That's what you'd love to be able to do time in, time out. execute low paint down and away.
Foul territory. It's going to be a long run for Olsen, maybe, and he caught it. What a play. And let's not forget about navigating the bullpen mound, which may be the hardest part of it all.
Well, there's a lot going on here. Obviously over his shoulder. It's not a route he's unfamiliar with. But the sun, the high sky, the pitcher's mound. The AB just after a homer to make it 9-4. And I know what I'm about to say you don't want to think occurs, but at times with such a divide in the lead, guys at times aren't as prone to sell out, or their effort might not be what it is in a close ball game. That is not the case with any one of these individuals out there on the field now.
Well, all the stuff you said is accurate, but you missed three things. Rosin bag.
Yep.
Spikes cleaner.
Yep.
And a bottle of water.
Okay.
So, there was a few. Watch. There you go. Watch the rosin bag. Oh, and watch the spike cleaner. Oh, yeah, and the water.
Yeah, look at that. Rosin avoided. Spike cleaner avoided. Water still intact. Courteous he is.
Can't forget the old spike cleaner. 1-2 to Reddick. Reddick is 0 for 3. Today, 1 for 10 in the series. Fastball. So Pagan, 36 pitches today. Lucroy sets up outside, and the ball comes back down and in, and Reddick's not going to be happy. Reddick fires his bat. He's chewing on DJ Rayburn. The helmet gets slammed. All right, here's the game summary for today, brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Home runs are the story. 9-13-0 for the Astros, 4-8-0 for the Athletics. Verlander has a decent shot to get his 200th career win. 5 home runs in the game by the Astros. And Sean Manaea gave up 6 earned runs in 4 innings. And for the A's, they've hit 3 home runs, 2 of them by Chris Davis. So 8 home runs total in the game. So the new pitcher is Hector Rondon. He's the closer for the Astros. The A's got to him on Friday night, so maybe A.J. Hinch is thinking, hey, let's get our guy right here.
Yeah, it could be a matter of that. Could be a matter of some shuffling going on.
Kemp in the game and left. Gonzalez comes in from left to play second. Gurriel moves from second to first. Chris Davis hits a towering drive Springer battling that sunshine, and he makes the catch. That ball was sky high, no pun intended, and you could tell that Springer really had to fight that bright sunshine, but he handled it.
Swirling just a little bit as well. Not an easy play. Springer, one of the best.
Well, here's Olsen. Well, Hector Rondon, free agent signing for the Astros this past offseason. And when Giles struggled and then eventually was traded, Rondon has been doing most of the closing. He has 13 saves. But let's not forget, they picked up Roberto Osuna,
right,
who, the suspension, all that stuff, we know all about that. He had 39 saves last year for the Blue Jays. So you wonder, will the Astros, as the season goes on and you get into the month of September, will they continue that setup? Reddick's going to have just enough room, makes the catch. Or will they make the switch and go to Osuna as the closer, which right now he's not officially the closer? What do you think?
Right. I mean, I feel like you've identified Osuna as somebody that you need this year, somebody that can help you in the future as well. What would be the reasoning behind not putting him in that position, I think, is a question I would ask. And if it's that you have the confidence in a Rondon or whoever, well, then, you know what? Let's see how it plays out, I guess.
Yeah, leave it the way it is. And if Rondon really struggles, but Rondon, he'll be back next year, and Osuna's not a free agent until after 2020. Astros 9, the A's 4. And it's the top of the 9th inning. Maldonado, it's a towering pop-up. And Chapman. Ball's like attracted to Chapman.
Well, your Ford Smart Play of the Day brought to you by your California Ford dealers. Martin Maldonado, a.k.a. the Machete. 3 legs of the cycle. Homer, triple, double. Just a single away. The triple, not something you think about when you think catcher legging out a cycle.
Nope. Hits it to the wrong guy here. Chapman throws on. So Martin Maldonado retired for the first time. How many Astros have hit for the cycle? Well, here's some names for you. Brandon Barnes, Luke Scott, Craig Biggio, Jeff Bagwell, Andujar Cedeno, Bob Watson, and then the great Cesar Cedeno, who is one of the Astros' terrific players way back in the 70s.
A couple times.
Bagwell, Biggio.
I mean, would it be an Astros list if Bags and Biggio weren't on it?
No. If there's any question, the Astros have been around a very, very long time. They were an expansion team way back in 1962, but I think Bagwell and Biggio, the two biggest names in their franchise history. Would you agree?
I would agree with that.
Finally won their first World Championship last year. Remember, they went to the World Series in 2005, right, against the White Sox, and the White Sox, it was sort of their year.
Yeah.
Kind of rolled right through the World Series. 2-1 the count, but the Astros, when they joined the American League in 2013, they were not a good team.
Struggling.
And it was a scuffle. They lost 111 games in 2013, their first year in the American League. But then things slowly started to turn.
Oh yeah.
They won 70 games in 2014, 86 games in 2015, and won the wild card. Probably should have beat the Royals in the playoff. 2016, they took a little step back, didn't make it, but last year they finished 101-61 and won the World Series in 7 games. So lots of high draft picks, and they cashed in on those high draft picks.
Well, I was going to say they've sort of set that model in motion. I know a lot of folks go back to the Kansas City Royals and how things shaped up for them, but the idea of trying to acquire talent via the draft and draft picks due to lackluster performances during the season, and the Astros found themselves on top of the baseball world.
Yep.
And other teams said, you know what, I feel like we could lose pretty good too.
For a little while anyways. But it was tough going for the Astros for a while. And now one of the best teams in all of baseball. 3-2 to Springer. Remember, they moved from the National League West to the National League Central in 1994. They were in the West for a long time. And then moved to the American League.
Yeah.
It's a big move.
Balancing things out.
Yep. 3-2 pitch is chopped over the mound. Simeon, tough little hop. He throws. Just got Springer on a close play. Springer gets out of the box, especially hitting from the right side. It's really a step further away from first base.
Well, this is not an easy play. Marcus Simeon has to go down with the glove hand to his left side and then bring it up and make the transfer cleanly. If he tries to go down there with two hands to the opposite side of his body, it could hinder his ability to create a throwing angle or an arm angle to make a strong throw. So he goes down with one hand, brings it up, makes the clean exchange, strong throw for the out.
Bregman lifts one in the air to left. Martini, he's got it. So Pagan, 3 innings work out of the bullpen. Last shot for the A's. They trail 9-4.
Back to town with a great $15 field level ticket for tomorrow night's game against the Rangers. We need your support here at the ballpark, and with the great Bart Rapid Deal Day, you can grab lower level tickets at athletics.com/rapid. That's right, grab your seats today, folks. athletics.com/rapid. Come on out.
I'm thinking about coming out tomorrow night.
You know, I don't have much to do. A's are playing good baseball, I hear.
Yeah, I heard it's a fun scene out at the Coliseum.
I'm into fun.
I'll pick you up.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll start in the treehouse, work our way around the ballpark.
Yep. Pick up our mustaches out there.
A big night plan.
We do.
You're a cheap date. Should be fun.
That escalated quickly.
Here's Joe Smith, the veteran sidewinder. He is the 5th pitcher of the afternoon for the Astros. A lot of work to do for the A's. Simeon, Canna, and Lucroy. Simeon takes a stride. Those Texas Rangers that will be here tomorrow, they won. They beat the Angels 4-2, so they took 3 out of 4 from the Angels at home. We'll jump on an airplane, head to the Bay Area. The Rangers. Correa charges, throws on the run, and that's out number 1. Rangers playing a little bit better. They are 10-7 in the month of August. What the A's did to the Rangers just a couple of weeks ago in Arlington, shocked them. They really did shock them.
Yeah.
And ended up sweeping the 4-game series. And of course, that was the one game was the huge comeback. A couple of comebacks in that series. And the Rangers, they probably won't forget that. Whether that matters at all, probably not. They are playing a little bit better.
You want to finish your season on a high note. You want to finish each month on a high note. And any opportunity you get to square off in the division, you always want to come into town with a chip on your shoulder and leave town with a good taste in your mouth.
The A's will send Mike Fiers to the mound tomorrow, then Anderson on Tuesday, Edwin Jackson on Wednesday. But we have not seen anything official on who the Rangers are going to start. A little bit banged up as far as rotation goes. It will be Mike Fiers tomorrow night.
Fiers has settled in nicely in the rotation. Got a tip on a cold front that nobody else got.
0-2 to Mark Canna, who's 0 for 3. And Smith, sinker down and in. It's pretty simple with Smith. Not simple to hit, but he's going to sink it down and in, or he's going to throw a slider down and away if you're a right-handed hitter.
And that's it, 87 to 89. Slider anywhere from 77 to 80, but it's a coin flip.
It's going to look where Maldonado sets up. There's the slider. So the 2 starts for Mike Fiers with the A's. 1 run in 5 1/3 innings against the Dodgers. 2 runs in 6 innings against the Mariners, and no decision and a win. So pretty good in both his starts. He's been good for most of the year. Chopped right back to Smith. Smith to first. 2 away.
And those numbers at the bottom of the screen for Mike Fiers. 13 total strikeouts, 0 walks. And he told us nothing we didn't know before he arrived. He's a strike thrower.
Yep.
Your attention, please. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Athletics, batting for Lucroy.
So Pinder's going to hit for Lucroy with 2 outs and nobody on here in the 9th inning. 10 homers, 24 RBIs for Pinder. First pitch, a swing and a miss. So the A's stay home. The Rangers, the Astros will be in Seattle Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So that's the scoreboard that we will be watching. Astros at the Mariners. It's now Dodgers 12, Mariners 1 in the 9th inning.
Pedal to the metal, Big Blue.
Yeah, Mariners are in need of a winning streak, and they're sort of starting to go in the opposite direction a little bit anyway.
They got their guy back in Robinson Cano.
Whatever happens in this game, the Mariners lose their game, and they're going to be 4.5 out. And now 1-2 to Pinder. Down to their final strike. His last hit was Lucroy's leadoff single in the 7th inning. And that'll do it as Pinder strikes out. So Joe Smith has a very quiet bottom of the 9th inning, and the Astros, well, they needed a win today and they got it, and Justin Verlander gets his 200th career win. So the Astros jump back into first place. They have a 1-game lead over the A's in the AL West. Time of game was 3 hours and 7 minutes. And the paid attendance this afternoon on a beautiful day at the Coliseum, 29,143. Final score, the Astros 9 and the A's 4. Time now for A's post-game live. Here is Brody Brazil.